Test Drive with Graeme Fletcher.
Over the last number of weeks, we've looked at a total of 12 different cars. Now this week on Test Drive, I'm going to take those 12 cars and try and put them into some sort of perspective. As I did last year, I formed 4 different categories. First up is the multi-purpose vehicles. Then we've got sports cars, family cars, and last but not least, the luxury cars.
In the multi-purpose class, we tested the Mazda MPV and the Toyota Extra Cab 4x4. For me, the MPV represents the best multi-purpose, multi-passenger vehicle available at the moment. I say at the moment because upcoming are a new Nissan and of course the new Lumina APV, which is set to debut later this year. My hunch is though that the MPV will reign supreme for some time yet. Many of the design criteria for a pickup truck are predetermined because of its intended use. Toyota's latest generation truck, with its rounded lines, tall stance and plenty of glass, is a fairly attractive package. With the ever-increasing popularity of pickups, we could not pass up the opportunity to put Toyota's latest generation pickup to the test. Off-road, the Extra Cab was very nimble and the V6 tamed the elements with ease. On the highway, again the V6 engine and a very comfortable interior helped the miles melt away. The only chink in the armour was a very stiff suspension, which on washboard-type pavement made the ride very uncomfortable to say the least. After a week with this truck though, I began to understand the attraction. We kicked off motoring 89 with the latest generation Nissan to bear the 240 nameplate. The original 240 defined the two-door sports car. With the new 240SX, my feeling is that this latest rendition will continue to define the term and remain the benchmark by which other sports coupes are judged. Right, brace yourselves. Holy mackerel, that is amazing! Before the Taurus SHO, front-wheel drive sports cars were either mundane or plain scary because of the amount of torque steer. Enter the SHO with a full 30 horsepower more than the competition, all in a neat understated package that exhibited very little of said dreaded torque steer. In short, Ford created a demon that is totally manageable, and so the next time you're driving your expensive European sedan and a Taurus starts breathing down your tailpipe, move over and save yourself a humiliating lesson. The third sports car we tested was the Dodge 2000 GTX. In every respect, this is the consummate family sedan, capable of putting a little zest into the owner's life. The superior suspension, peppy engine and attractive appearance will give the competition a good run for their money. Selecting a winner in this category was extremely difficult because I liked the understated approach of the show, I liked the handling and refinement of the 240SX, but it was the Dodge 2000 GTX that caught my imagination and so wins my vote. In the family class, we tested 4 totally new cars. First up was the Buick Century. It featured new looks, Dyna-Ride suspension, and a new, more powerful 3.3-litre V6 engine. All in all, a neat package that was both comfortable and classy. Next, we looked at the Hyundai Sonata. The car held some surprises. The engine, usually one of Hyundai's weak points, proved to be both smooth and refined, and the high torque output made the engine seem more powerful than it actually was. The interior was much larger than I expected, and the sticker price much smaller. The third car we looked at was the much heralded Chevrolet Lumina. This is the first of the 4-door GM10 models. In somewhat of a departure from the usual Chevrolet philosophy, the Lumina came with a heap of standard equipment, most noticeable of which was its new 3.1-litre V6 engine. However, in a peculiar twist, the Lumina was almost $1,000 more expensive than the Buick Century, and yet had a smaller engine, a sparse dash, and generally a dowdy interior, making the Century seem like a steal in comparison. The fourth and final car in this class was the Plymouth Acclaim. Although the Acclaim owes its base platform to the K car, it is a much improved version that bears little or no resemblance. Our test vehicle was equipped with Chrysler's new 2.5-litre turbocharged engine. Again, the car was nicely packaged and with minor refinements could be a good buy. All 4 of these cars should generate a great deal of interest for their respective manufacturers. My choice here goes to the Buick Century because it offered a great deal at a reasonable price. The final category comprises of the luxury cars tested. First up we had the Ford Thunderbird. In base form this car is just plain uninspired. Subsequently though I had the opportunity to test the Super Coupe. Now this is a real car. The performance is in keeping with the style and panache the car exudes. Up next was the Toyota Cressida. This latest rendition has what previous models lacked, and that, put quite simply, is oomph. Last but not least, we tested the Audi 200. This is the replacement for the much maligned 5000 series. I felt for a car that nears 50,000, the poor initial acceleration and the uninspired body revamp don't do the car or company justice. When the V8 version is available, I think the overall driving pleasure will be increased substantially. Of the 3 cars tested, the Cressida represents by far and away the best buy. However, the luxury car segment is growing very rapidly and Toyota has its work cut out to maintain the lead.
Well, that concludes Test Drive for Motoring 89. Looking ahead to Motoring 90, we've already secured a Miata, and that's bound to cause a stir on the streets. We've secured the 300ZX, a real hot number from Nissan, and of course Chevrolet's new people hauler, the Lumina APV. Until September, I'm Graeme Fletcher for Motoring 89.
So here's the question, where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.